Hey guys, this is Type Force Reacts, and I am back to react to Death Battle Omni-Man versus Bardock. The first episode we've gotten in oh my gosh, it's been almost a year since we've gotten Death Battle, and oh man, it's so good to be back. We are so back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, this is so good. Oh man, I cannot wait. Look, I'm not, I don't even know if this is going to be like a brief introduction, because yeah, Death Battle is like probably my favorite online show of all time. There's just so much to love about it, and the fact that Kickstarter's goal was absolutely destroyed in like 20 minutes and then continued on throughout the rest of that month, racing almost 10 times the first goal. That, guys, we're so back. I know I donated like $50, I think. Yeah, like of course I got the Bankai membership. But yeah, I don't even think membership's the right word. But anyway, but yeah, I've been waiting for this episode for so long. Kudos to everyone who saw it early. I did not have time to, plan out. In fact, I don't even think I would have been able to even attend that convention in the first place. But you know what? I'll give it to you guys. You didn't spoil it at all, and I am forever happy about that. But anyway, yeah, this is Omni-Man versus Bardock. Who do I think is going to win? That's the big question of the day. At the end of the day, that's what Death Battle is all about. Who would win in a fight? From what I can gather, Omni-Man versus Bardock by itself is fairly even, if not tipping towards Omni-Man's favor, at first. And that's because he has a pretty decent speed advantage. Once Bardock has Super Saiyan, it's all over. It's all over. Bardock just stomps Omni-Man into the ground. We'll see how the battle decides to portray that. So I'm putting my money on Bardock here, and honestly, I'm more excited to figure out what the rematch, who was voted to be the most, the rematch vote, and because it was a limited number of options. Unfortunately, I really wanted to vote Zora versus Urza, but it just wasn't an option, I guess. So I guess one of my votes was like Master Chief versus Doom Guy, and the other one, I can't even remember what I voted the other one. But it was not Shadow versus Mewtwo, because as much as I love both characters, and as much as I do believe, like, yeah, a remake of that episode probably does need to be done, it'd be Shadow's fourth time on Death Battle. Look, I love Shadow as much as the next guy. It's the year of Shadow right now. But oh man, look, I'm just gonna say this. It'd be really funny. Part of me kind of wants it to happen, because I think it'd be funny that Shadow got in 4 times, and the only other character who's done that is Batman, and Shadow is going to be Batman in an upcoming DC crossover. So that would be hilarious to me, but either way. But at the end of the day, it's the principle of it all. I don't want Shadow in another Death Battle, especially if he's just going to die again. Then again, I don't know how inaccurate, Shadow versus Mewtwo would go. But who knows at the end of the day. So, yeah, Omni-Man versus Bardock, I really want to see what happens, what's next time, too. Whether it's going to be Bowser versus Eggman, or if it's going to be one of the other 2 unannounced battles. If it's one of those other 2 unannounced ones, oh boy, it's going to be, oh boy, I'm going to get excited. Maybe, who knows, we'll see what the battle will be. It's been 4 minutes, I've been prattling on way too long. Oh yeah, and I got the shirt, so, I had to celebrate. It's Death Battle's back. It's a very special occasion. Anyway, let's just jump right in, and we will start things up in 3, 2, 1, play.
This battle is sponsored by Manscaped.
Oh, okay, they're doing the thing they did at like the
Omni-Man
with like
Bardock.
Okay, yeah, okay, they just did the same thing they did with at
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
with Goku versus
It's our
Superman.
job to
Okay.
analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
A death battle.
Omni-Man,
Alright.
Earth's once greatest hero.
Surprised we haven't
Alongside
seen
the
like
Guardians of the Globe, he protected the world
we
from
haven't
all
seen
manner
Wizard
of
Boomstick
threats.
like
And then,
animated.
in a single day, It all went horribly wrong.
Yeah, we know all this already.
How Omni-Man? Who Omni-Man?
I saw season 1. I
Indeed.
still have not seen
Champion
season
of
2.
Earth, best-selling
I
author
don't know. I
J.K.
just haven't had
Simmons, yet
like
it
you know
was all a
an
charade.
interest in going
But
any
this
further
murderous
than that.
rampage
Like
only brought to
I've
a
seen
halt
like
thanks to
comics
his
that Swain
own
talk about the
son.
comics,
It all
so I do
starts
know
with
quite a
his
lot
home
from
planet,
that. But
Viltrum, which I hear is a totally lovely
other than
utopia.
that, like
Brutal mortal combat.
With a K.
I have a
Wait,
bit
no,
more of an
that came
attachment to
later.
Bardock, is
Viltrumites
what
are
I'm
among
trying
the
to
most
say.
powerful beings in the universe. Even more so after they purge the weaker members of their species. As a vanguard
That's
of the
Mark and Debbie
Viltrumite
riding in
Empire,
bugs.
Omni-Man
Oh,
infiltrated Earth
yeah, I
as
know why he
Nolan
likes bugs.
Grayson,
Okay.
expected to prepare the planet for Imperial assimilation.
Which should have been easy, since he's got your classic strongman.
Yeah, and unlike
superpowers and
Omni-Man
he's
versus
basically
Homelander,
vulnerable,
one, Omni-Man's
easily
gonna have a better
knocking around
fight, but I think they're
asteroids the
probably
size
gonna
of
get more
Texas.
into
He can
comic book
fly at
shenanigans with
unbelievable
Omni-Man
speeds,
this time.
soaring from Earth to the planet Thraxa in under 1 week. Thraxa is, quote, a couple galaxies away, give or take. So a minimum of 2 galaxies. Beyond the Milky Way's neighbor Andromeda is the lesser-known Triangulum Galaxy, which is over 2.7 million light-years away. Reaching it in under 1 week means Omni-Man must have flown over 142
Yeah, that's
million
quite the
times
speed feat,
faster
guys.
than light.
Oh, and
Like-
Viltrumites can't breathe in space, so he held his breath the whole way. And it's not like he was in a rush. He was on a soul-searching trip, contemplating the significance
Right, yeah,
of
he was
smashing
not
his
in a
own
rush,
son's
and yet he still
face
got there in under a
Think,
week.
Nolan, think.
Yeah, this is why I'm never having kids.
You're missing out. But according to another Viltrumite, Thetis, a bunch of other Viltrumites who actually were in a hurry flew to Viltrum across the Virgo supercluster in less than 24 hours.
That's over 20 billion times faster than light.
You don't really need to rush anyway. The older a Viltrumite gets, the slower they age.
According to the Invincible Handbook, Nolan is over 2,000 years old.
Yeah, there we
And
go.
regardless of age, Viltrumites don't suffer muscle fatigue like humans do, so they rarely ever tire out.
Seriously? He's got parenting easy mode on, and he couldn't even handle that. I would have killed for that back when my daughter was born.
Well, you would have to be a Viltrumite first. A Viltrumite's body contains smart atoms, which they subconsciously manipulate. This cellular structure can effectively recall certain states of being regardless of their present environment.
I'm just kind of waiting for the new
Reacting to
stuff
changes
since
at
I've already
atomic
watched the
level to
preview a whole
perform
bunch of
the
times.
impossible.
Yeah, like surviving your intestines getting ripped out,
Ugh.
or even more scary, ripping out your whole beard all at once.
That must hurt.
Only a Viltrumite could pull off something.
I
that
love the
disturbing.
Robin
Nolan
shock
is
face.
incredibly
No.
tough, but if he faces superior forces, his smart atoms can adjust to make him even stronger by comparison. This is why Viltrumites are considered
Yeah, there we go.
invincible.
Most weapons in the universe can't even scratch a Viltrumite like him.
Even a ship's cannon like this one can't take down a Viltrumite, and it obliterated a massive solar disk nearly half the size of a star.
Speaking of planets, he's strong enough to shatter one by flying straight through it. A planet so big it has
Yeah,
a
but he
whole
also
ring
needed help
around
from
it.
2 other
Roche limit
Viltrumites,
factor
so
dictates the
one of them
size
being
a
Mark
celestial body
himself,
must be
so...
in order to disperse orbiting material as a ring. In short, an Earth-sized planet can't support such a ring, meaning this one must be much larger.
Okay,
Don't
then.
get me started on how the ring is actually made up of dead bodies because, spoilers? Just go read the comic.
If Roche
Yeah,
isn't
there
doing
we
it
go.
for you, this planet also supports 5 moons in its orbit, and even the smallest is a perfect sphere, meaning its own gravity shaped it. At minimum, a moon like that must have a diameter of 600 kilometers.
Okay.
Or 370
Man, they are
miles.
really
Comparing
delving into
this to
how
the
big
planet's
Viltrum is.
diameter, we can tell this world is nearly 14 times larger
Okay,
than Earth.
alright.
Or it was before, you know, kablam.
Yeah, there we
Now,
go.
Omni-Man does have his weaknesses. Monsters like Ragnar's can pierce Viltrumite flesh, and he's extremely sensitive to a specific high-pitched frequency, which can destabilize his
Yeah,
body's
very
equilibrium.
specific,
But
though,
his
so...
real weakness turned out to be, you guessed it, fatherhood.
Yeah.
Thanks to his son Mark, Nolan began to re-examine his perspective and his place in the universe. He settled down in a new place, got himself a new job, and even had a new kid with his new wife, who's a bug.
Yeah,
The bug
yeah,
lady,
it's freaky.
he banged a bug.
Why, Omni-Man? How, Omni-Man?
Yeah,
Hey,
no,
everyone
don't.
deals with
I'd
parenting
rather
stress
not
in their
ask.
own way. When Nolan was lecturing to Mark about how insignificant people are, Mark wasn't the only one he was trying to convince, if you catch my drift.
Nolan Grayson's real mission is
At the end of the day, like, yeah, Earth softened him.
It's to discover if a violent man who can break the world can also be a good father.
Godspeed, Omni-Man.
Alright, yeah. In terms of character, I do think Omni-Man is just
In
a
the
better
far
written
reaches
character
of the
compared to
cosmos,
Bardock.
laid a world with
But that's only
people
because we
like
got
no
more
other,
with Omni-Man
born
than we
and
ever
raised
did
to
with
do
Bardock.
just one thing.
Bardock got like a special or two. Like, we got the episode of Bardock, we got the Bardock Father of Goku special. Yeah, King Vegeta the Third. So yeah,
Exactly.
thank you,
Their
Super
pride
Broly movie.
blinded them to the truth of their impending doom. But perhaps one Saiyan
I mean, yeah, we got a whole bunch of
represented the
hero
best
stuff with
even
Bardock,
during
but they
their
aren't counting
waning
that for
glory
this battle
days.
because
Bardock, he's
it'd
cool,
be even
he's
bigger of a
rude,
stop
he's
than
got a bad
normal.
attitude, and if he goes apeshit, you're totally screwed. And guess
Oh yeah,
what?
this will be the first death battle where we
Father
see,
of Goku.
you know,
Oh
the,
wow, I never would
the
have
Great
guessed.
Ape. So
What a curveball.
fun
So
times,
what does that
everybody.
make Turles?
Who?
Ahem. Bardock was a cold-blooded killer, ruthlessly conquering planets in service to the Saiyans' true overseer, Lord Frieza.
They didn't just conquer planets.
Rocks
they
a
wiped
sick
out
bandana.
every
He
living
really
thing,
does, doesn't he?
leaving Frieza uninhabited
You know,
rocks
the,
to sell
you know,
away.
because it's soaked in the
Bardock
blood of his
was an
friends.
asshole. Well, until he wasn't.
Bardock's story has evolved over the years,
Kakarot's
with
team
multiple
okay.
iterations.
The
to draw
Dodoria,
from.
specifically
Including one where
Dodoria,
he's a
and time
brilliant
travel, of course, yeah.
scientist.
But only one is considered officially canon.
Okay.
Bardock's demeanor began to shift when he met and eventually
Okay,
married
so they are
fellow
just
warrior
they are
Guile,
kind of
and
going
had
with the
two
super
sons,
canon
Raditz
rather than
and Kakarot.
you know,
Bardock
Toei.
didn't go totally soft.
I mean, they're
He was
probably-
still a ruthless warrior. You know that iconic red headband of his? It's stained with the blood
Yeah,
of his
there we
fallen
go.
friends. Hardcore.
Bardock could fly, move faster than light.
They
and
are
was
still
naturally
counting
adept at
Toei.
using
They're
his
just
ki
like,
as an explosive
in terms of
weapon.
a story, they're
AKA
focusing on
shooting
Super.
lasers from his hands. True to his brutal screw you nature.
Great
Bardock's
Ape
moves
and
are all
Super
about
Saiyan, there we
overwhelming
go.
Power. His final spirit cannon is like a key-powered bazooka. His rebellion hammer punch ignites enemies on contact, and his rebellion spear basically turns him into a supercharged battering ram. The guy has no chill. He will run you over, break your spine,
Run over the
light you on
leprechaun,
fire,
okay.
and then move on to the
It
next
is
one.
October,
All
so,
in
you
a
know.
day's work for a Saiyan.
Marriage didn't change that. While Bardock cared for Guine, in fact being one of few Saiyans of his time to actually have a romantic partner, he was still no family man.
Right,
Like most
yeah.
Saiyans, he saw his sons as nothing more than future soldiers.
Bardock was a low-class warrior, so it was unlikely his kids would grow up to be anything more than battlefield fodder.
Yeah,
But they would
Raditz.
still possess the Saiyans' power, a transformation that was the key to their
Yeah,
planetary
he cared about his family a tad bit more than other
Under the
Saiyans,
light
but
of
that's
a
not
full
exactly
moon, a
saying
Saiyan with a
much.
tail manifests the Uzaru.
And now
This
the Great Ape.
form increases Bardock's power
Ozaru,
tenfold,
whatever,
turning
I
him
don't
into an
care.
unstoppable kaiju. Quick, someone call Yajirobe.
While some Saiyans can maintain control over this berserker form, low-class warriors like Bardock don't receive the same level of training as those of higher
Okay.
birth. Prince Vegeta's control is so precise he can speak while changed, but Bardock cannot.
Hell,
Okay.
it's questionable if he even remembers everything that happens when he goes full tilt gorilla. The Saiyan strategy is pretty much just monkey see, monkey smash.
Yeah, fair enough.
Despite being low class, Bardock's power level nearly matched that of King Vegeta, who could destroy multiple planets at
Yeah,
once.
there we go.
At about this time, King Vegeta's power level was around 10,000.
Yeah, we know power levels are kind of janky.
But this is
Nobody can
early
agree
Dragon
on what
Ball.
the number really
Power
means.
Outside of
levels.
his fight with Gas, Bardock doesn't really show any high-end feats in canon, but we can use power levels to compare him to other
Yeah, there we go.
characters with
This
similar
power levels
to
can be
better
very,
understand his potential.
very,
Like when his
very
son
useful
fought
in
Prince
these
Vegeta.
early Dragon
What's
Ball
the scouter
days.
say about his power level? It's over.
8,000. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, the dub changed it to fit Vegeta's lip flaps, but we only cover the cold hard truth, damn it.
According to this movie pamphlet, Goku's power level between his fight with Vegeta and his trip to Namek was 10,000.
There we
This
go.
lines up with that previous reading and puts him on par with Bardock. Goku's training during the trip eventually raised him to 90,000 upon arrival, but this gives us a clear window.
Yeah, early in the trip, he had to dodge a bunch of incoming asteroids and blast his ship away from a star, which is impressive considering the speed involved.
The planet Namek is
Right,
outside
yeah.
Earth's quadrant of the universe, and it took his ship 6 days to make the journey. Traveling a quarter of the universe's diameter would put the ship over 9.5 trillion
Okay,
times
yeah,
the
there
speed
we
of
go.
light.
He's fast.
And
He's
Goku would have had to
now
keep
he's
up with that
faster
kind
than
of
the
speed
fastest
to do
stuff
all
like
that other stuff.
Viltrumites
Makes sense, given
have shown.
far weaker
Okay.
characters could reach the moon in a
So,
fraction of a second.
all right.
Should be trivial enough for Bardock.
All this speed
Yeah.
and power meant when Bardock and his team assaulted the planet Cereal, they went, cheerio!
Bardock ravaged the planet, annihilating its people, until he found 2 survivors, a mother and her child. Some may call it weakness, others a moment of clarity, but Bardock was suddenly reminded of his wife and recently born son. he chose to spare the two, and even pushed himself far past his limits to protect them from his own Frieza Force allies, who taunted that Frieza had dire plans for the Saiyans' future.
This moment changed Bardock, making him more
Frieza
appreciative of his
soldiers,
family
Starbuck.
and
Okay, yeah,
cautious of
alright.
Frieza. When all the Saiyans were called back to planet Vegeta for mysterious reasons, he had a hunch something was up.
Right,
So
yeah,
before his
okay.
final
So that's
stand,
why he had
through
the sudden,
hundreds
like,
of soldiers before
okay,
coming
something
face to
weird's
face
going
with
on.
the tyrant, he sent his youngest kid away for protection. A choice that allowed his son to thrive. And hey, that's what good parents do.
Yeah, I
Choice
guess.
that would have a greater significance than Bardock could ever imagine.
And then Dildo Dickhead blew them all up and he died.
Yeah.
Or did
And
he?
now we're...
Bardock got
Okay,
killed
then we
so
got episode
freaking
of
hard he
Bardock,
got
which is...
blasted back in time.
Actually, he was pulled away by these two who miscalculated and misplaced
Right,
him
yeah, this
incorrectly
is-
in the time stream.
Blah, 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 non-canon, whatever. He survived. And when he realized what happened, he got so unbelievably pissed off, he went Super Saiyan. What?
All
Yeah,
right, this
there
is
we go.
very much an alternate universe what-if scenario, and it is jarring. But
Okay.
think about it. The Super Saiyan form is not achieved through training alone. It requires dedication, introspection, victory,
Okay.
failure, love,
Okay,
and loss.
alright, so
Frieza
it's-
destroyed the Saiyans because he
Okay, so
feared
it's more of a
the possibility
thematic
the
thing
Super
than it
Saiyan,
is
a
like,
Saiyan with power
okay,
that
this
could
doesn't
rival
really
his
make
own.
sense objectively,
But
but
perhaps Bardock's
thematically,
transformation was more
it
than
works.
simply a what if. He had begun to take the very steps his son later would to
Okay.
achieve the form. Perhaps if Frieza had hesitated, even for a moment, his fear would have manifested before him right
Okay.
then and there.
So,
Pour
okay,
one
so
out for
I can
Bardock,
see where this
who figured
battle's
out
gonna
how to be
go.
the truest
Like,
Saiyan
this
right at
battle
the
will
end of
be
it
the
all.
first
I
time
know
Bardock
Kakarot
goes
would be
Super Saiyan
proud.
in this own little continuity. So that's how, I mean, even without Super
Shout
Saiyan,
out to everyone who believed in us during our
no
recent
problem, dude.
crowdfunding.
Okay.
And joining you in that support is the first ever sponsor for an independent death metal episode, Manscaped.
Okay, alright.
Manscaped's newest
Okay, never mind.
masterpiece is the Lawnmower
No problem.
5.0
I did
Ultra
my
in
part.
forged
But yeah,
gold.
so
Talk about
even
a fancy
in his
name.
base
This
form,
special
it seems
edition
like
trimmer is the
Bardock could
perfect tool
probably
for the golden
could
era of
probably
hair
take
grooming,
care of
where precision,
Omni-Man.
luxury, and
Like, he's
performance
definitely
meet.
faster,
There's limited
and
quantities available, so you need to pick one up soon.
yeah.
If you're anything like me,
In terms
your
of power, they
script
didn't
grows all over
necessarily
the place
give a
way too fast.
give a
Or
whole
maybe
thing.
get
Like,
that
yeah,
itchy
King Vegeta
scratch
blew up
on his
multiple
head.
planets,
Yeah.
but like
Either way, the
we don't know how
Lawnmower
big those
5.0
planets
Ultra
were,
Gold
but
comes with
they
two
did manage
blades
to
for
very
any
much
occasion,
calculate how
a
big
trimmer and a
Viltrum
foil.
was.
And
So
look at it. It's so slick.
I'm going to
It's
guess
one
that
of
blowing
the
up multiple
LED
planets
light
with
illuminates
ease is
even
probably
the
going to be
trickiest
more
spots, while adding
impressive than
attention
blowing up a
elegance to
really
your
big
routine.
planet
Join the 10 million men
with help.
worldwide who trust
So, and
Manscaped
even
for all
then,
their grooming
I
needs
don't. I
with
think
the special
Omni-Man was
edition
like
Lawnmower
a bit
5.0
tuckered
Ultra
out
in
after
forged
that.
gold while supplies last.
Get
So
20%
yeah,
off
I'm
plus
still
free
I still
shipping
got
with the
money
code
on Bardock.
DeathBattle
So
at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the
All
code
right.
DeathBattle at manscaped.com.
Thanks to Manscaped for
yeah,
helping our
the
fans
Super
and
Saiyan
members
thing, it's
support
going to
the
be
channel.
incredibly hype.
Seriously,
Is what
show
I'm
them
is
some
what I'm
love
going
by
to say.
clicking the link
All right,
below.
all right. Let's see how this goes.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's
It's
time
time
for a
for a
death
death
battle.
battle.
I kind of expected it to be. It's time for a dad battle. Okay, whatever. All right. We saw a little bit of this in the Kickstarter teaser, but I mean, it's Devil Artemis. He's gonna cook us up something nice.
Great. Another gross bug planet.
Ooh. Oh, a bug. Oh.
This planet isn't anyone's to conquer.
Okay, so this is the. Oh, this is specifically the bug planet like Omni-Man was on, where he had a whole bunch of kids. Or no, he had the one kid. Sorry.
Just like my son, sticking his nose in places he's not ready for.
My sons would kick his ass.
I mean, my son can kick your son's ass. That's like it's like the opposite. My dad can beat up your dad. Oh, Bardock, how's that ever worked? Oh wow, threw the pot at him. And oh, and now he doesn't have a way off the planet. Great.
Whatever you are, you're an embarrassment.
And there's the moon, and here comes the Great Ape.
Wait till you see the real power of a Saiyan.
Okay.
Am I supposed to be impressed?
All right. Ooh. Oh wow. Okay. Even as a great ape, he's just blitzing him. All right. Oh. Squeeze him until he pops or squeaks, whichever one. Ooh. Oh, and he's about to rip off the tail. There we go. He did it completely by accident, too, so he just didn't know. He's like... And he used the... he used the tail to bat him away. Okay, that's fun. Oh, right, yeah, he can't breathe. Yeah, Bardock can't breathe in space. I mean, neither can Omni-Man, but he can hold his breath.
I won't let you take me from my wall!
And there's Super Saiyan. Ooh. Is he gonna send Omni-Man into the sun? All right. Man, right in front of a blue star too, so that makes this really cool. Ooh.
You said Saiyan. Remember it.
So, okay, we're holding on that really long.
Fuck.
What?
Hey-yo! Okay, these Gokus
What?
have gotta stop picking fights with guys in capes.
What?
Pitting Saiyan against Viltrumite is
Oh,
fascinating.
okay.
Among the
This
many
is,
similarities,
you're going to
five
need a
specific
very good
categories
explanation
stand out.
here.
Starting with speed. Bardock is much faster, given his power level matched Goku dodging asteroids at 9.5
Okay.
trillion times light speed, much higher than the Viltrumite's fastest speed. Add on
All
the
right.
50 times multiplier from Super Saiyan, and it's a huge difference.
Right, Bardock clearly has the
All
speed
right.
advantage, but strength and durability are another story.
Though it doesn't seem like it at first, Bardock scales to King Veggie, who wrecked 3 planets at once, and Omni-Man only smashed 1. But given how big that one planet was, the numbers are actually pretty similar, until we factor in the Super Saiyan boost, right?
Well, there's a catch. A major plot point in Invincible involves the coalition of planets admitting that their weapons cannot hurt Viltrumite.
Okay.
So, when their ship's cannon obliterated this gigantic solar disk, it highlighted just how tough the Viltrumites really are.
This disk completely blocked the sunlight and heat between a planet and its star.
Okay.
And this is no ordinary planet. Its size and density are so high that its inhabitants are as strong as Viltrumites just due to living in its natural gravity.
All
To fully
right.
block the light to such a planet and remain in consistent orbit, the disk would need to be positioned at its L1 point, the spot that creates an uninterrupted view between sun and satellite, and the disk itself must be about half the diameter of the star in question. This means the scaling of the disk puts it at 3 septillion tons.
That's 24 zeros.
Which
Okay
makes
then.
Omni-Man over 11,000 times stronger than base Bardock.
Not even the Great Ape or Super Saiyan forms could make up that difference. So strength goes to Nolan.
Still, numbers aren't everything. As far as versatility in combat goes, neither had one distinct advantage that could win
Okay.
outright.
Omni-Man survives in space for much longer, but Bardock barely squeaks out the edge here thanks to his ranged
Right,
versatility
okay.
with key attacks and, of course, Super Saiyan.
Okay, let's address the Super Saiyan Bardock thing. It's perfectly fair to question whether or not the form should be in this comparison. at
Okay,
all.
they're at least
However,
addressing that.
Even with the form included, Nolan still takes this, especially when it comes to our last two categories, experience and stamina.
Yep,
Okay.
Omni-Man's been around a lot longer.
Okay,
than
this
Bardock.
explanation at
Over
least makes some
2,000
sense.
years,
I
and
will say
even
that.
with Super
I am a bit
Saiyan,
iffy on
Bardock's
it,
no
but
master of the form.
And without
All
that
right.
mastery, the form drains the user's energies at an increased rate. Which brings us to what may be Omni-Man's most surprising advantage.
Those weird smart atoms.
Saiyans like Bardock can fight for days on end, but only for so long. Bardock possesses a limited pool of ki, which only depletes faster when using super forms like the Great Ape.
Okay,
in contrast, Omni-Man's biology prevents him from tiring in most cases, letting him travel across whole galaxies for weeks non-stop. And his smart atoms adjust to counter whatever physical strain he's subjected to.
Bardock's crazy speed and power made him a real challenge.
Okay.
But Nolan's strength, experience, and sheer endurance presented an unstoppable and unshakable
Okay, this
force
is a neat
that
way to
would
do credits, I
inevitably
guess.
land the killing blow.
When push came to shove, Omni-Man raised the bar.
Okay, alright.
The winner is Omni-Man.
Next
Alright,
time on
what's
Death
next
Battle.
time? Oh, it's Joker versus Giorno. Oh no! Man, okay.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Oh no, they just made a really controversial decision to have Omni-Man win. And then they picked one of the most controversial death battles of all time to do next. Oh no. Okay, let's get this out of the way. I'm not sure if I 100% agree on their verdict, but their logic at least makes sense. Like, I can see how they came to that conclusion, so at the end of the day, that's all I can really ask for. If I don't agree with the verdict, I can at least see where they're coming from. So, yeah, fun times all around, I guess. Very cool battle. But yeah, so I guess we'll see what Joker versus Giorno's going to be doing. Because I think most people agreed Joker wins. I don't know really anything about Persona other than, like, Weiss versus Mitsuru way back then. And I've looked a bit into Persona 5, but, like, not nearly enough to actually be even considered adequately, knowledgeable about it. JoJo, on the other hand, I have seen, like, parts 1 through 6. I've read part 7. I'm currently going through part 8. So, Giorno is kind of weird because Gold Experience Requiem is a very weird stand. I'll get into it when the battle eventually comes out. We aren't given a date, which, understandable. So yeah, Omni-Man vs. Bardock. This is a really cool episode. Good way to, like, start off this new, era of Death Battle, because we're no longer doing seasons. We're just going to keep doing Death Battle. So, yeah, yes, just continuously, like, maybe, like, once a month as, like, the minimum, they said. They want to do, like, at least one a month. So, yeah. So I'm gonna guess there just isn't going to be a Halloween episode, because there's no way Joker vs. Giorno is the Halloween episode. So, yeah, alright. This has been fun, I guess. Glad to have Death Battle back. We're so back, ladies and gentlemen. But, yeah, I've got nothing else to say, so I'm just gonna end the video here. So, yeah. Till next time, guys. See ya.